Someone emailed me this morning and I was moved by it, and I feel other INFPs will resonate with it too. I know my greatest gifts need to be freed from behind my armor, but to truly open up feels like risking everything. It feels that way, especially for INFPs. Now, other personality types might experience it in some way, but not to the degree that we do. And unfortunately, that feeling doesn't actually tell you the truth about opening up or being vulnerable. It's actually talking more about the cost of the armor, what it costs to build it, and what it's costing you by continuing to wear it. So almost every INFP that I know that I've talked to has some version of this story. Maybe they felt something deeply as a kid, and someone, somewhere, took advantage of that. They capitalized on it, and they made the INFP pay for it. The message was always the same. It was that feeling deeply is a problem, and you're going to get hurt if you continue to do it. And now that armor that they built, that they're constantly wearing, is protecting them as well as stopping them, blocking them from living the life that they want to live. And there's this fear of not knowing how to take it off without getting hurt again. So let's talk about 3 main points to help you understand more about what this armor is doing for you and what it's costing you and what you can do about it. So the first thing to understand is that the armor worked. That's the problem. So when you're younger, at some point, this version of yourself, this part of yourself, comes out and it decides to do something in order to protect you. This is a protection mechanism system. And that's good. That supports us. That keeps us alive. That keeps us feeling safe. But what that means is that when we do it and we learn that it works, we want to do it more. We want to fortify the armor even more because we saw that it worked. Maybe not consciously, unconsciously, maybe consciously too. There's this sign of like, okay, I did it, it works, right? So let's do it more. So the armor is not the actual problem. You didn't build it because something was wrong with you. You did it because it worked and it protected you. Imagine a little child, okay? They're afraid. There's some evil monster over here, some bad thing. They find some armor on the ground. They pick it up, they put it on. They feel safe, they feel protected. Of course, they're not going to want to just take it off because they've learned that this is a good thing, that this helps. It reduced the damage that the monster was going to do to them. The issue here is that, one, it reduces mobility. It slows you down. I mean, if you think about it in a game too, cloth armor, and then leather armor, mail armor, heavy plate armor, they have a cost of mobility. And second, each time that you use the armor, it's like racking up a checkpoint, some XP, some proof that, hey, this is actually working. So if we do it more, then that's a good thing. The problem, the thing that most people want to do here is they just want to like, okay, it's not working for me, I'm just going to take it all off and see what happens. And that's not actually a good idea. That's going to get you hurt even more in the process. So the armor needs to be used differently or thought about differently. And I'll just draw something that will signal us for later. And then the 4th point here, something also to consider, is that it is a burden. In metaphorical taxonomies, in metaphorical speak, you're putting this on, this heavy weight. It's something that weighs you down, keeps you from moving. It protects you, but it also stops people from getting close to you. Thinking about all that, you can start to think differently about the armor itself and ask, is it really worth the cost of wearing it? When I was, in my mid to late 20s, I saw myself as a rogue. I wanted to be distant and cold and protected and in the dark, hiding myself from other people. I thought I had poison, that anybody that got close to me would get hurt. And there's a story that I'm not going to get into right now, but I had a big shift in my mindset into me being more like a healer. That's the happy face. Me being a healer. And I realized that in order for me to help people and to live into my gifts and my strengths, then I needed to be comfortable with being more open. I needed to embrace being more vulnerable. And for me, it wasn't necessarily about the armor. It was about visibility and exposing myself, or being able to be seen and interacting with other people, stepping out of the shadows. But they have similarities. So instead of just taking off the armor, what should you do? Well, it's completely up to you. But in my experience, another thing to consider is that you don't need to take off the whole armor right away. Okay, there's a degree. My son's in here right now, and he wants to be in here. There's a degree of like a volume switch, or not a switch, like a volume knob, right? You can turn it back and forth. It's not complete, okay, I'm vulnerable now and everything's going to get in. I'm not wearing any armor. Vulnerability is a spectrum. Being open is a spectrum. So like you would imagine in a game, you don't need to just like immediately run out and be vulnerable and be exposed and get hit by all the arrows and enemies. Okay? It's a degree. It's a learning process. When I went from rogue to healer or priest, I felt very afraid, but I also knew that I was going to learn to heal myself. I was going to learn to regenerate myself, and that actually I would be okay. And I would learn when and where to put up shields. One thing that I've noticed that happens with a lot of us INFPs, because I've done it myself plenty of times, is, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable now. It's this switch, this mindset of, okay, it's time to be open, and we go way too far to the other side, and we share everything. We share the whole story, all the pains, all the deepest wounds, and then we get shocked when somebody else is surprised by it or uncomfortable by it. We don't need to do that. We can just say, like, I usually don't really say something like this, but I care about this a lot, and it's important to me. And you can just kind of like open up the process with that. And that's it. Just do it and see what happens. Watch how they respond and see if you feel safe doing it. It's like a cat putting their paws in a pool and just kind of like touching it and seeing if the water is the right temperature for them. And if you can see that they're visibly uncomfortable or not receptive in the way that you want, then that's it. You learn something about them and the behavior and the situation, and you don't need to invest that much. Another thing to consider is what is your metaphor? Where's my pen? What is your metaphor for being open or opening up to someone? Now, a lot of times, and I believe it was in this email too. Okay, it was in this email too. Not exactly an easy question to answer in one video, but how do I open up without letting people tear me apart? That is something that I've experienced, that some other people in my life have experienced too. And that's because I believe the metaphor that the person has for opening up is opening up. And if you imagine yourself like creating a gap, a hole in your chest and pulling out your heart and saying, here, I'm being vulnerable right now. Do you want this? Do you want my heart? I would imagine that they would likely run away. It's a lot. It's a lot to give to someone, as well as it's painful. It hurts. You can't maintain it for that long. So there are maybe other metaphors that might be a better fit for you. Maybe it's like, as opposed to ripping your heart out, maybe it's like you and the other person have a wormhole connecting between you, and you are sharing some sort of energies back and forth. Okay, so consider other metaphors and see if there's one that you might want to just try on for a little bit, because your metaphor dictates your actions. And the last point here is that not everyone deserves all of you and your openness. So consider that some people are not ready or capable or willing to get that level of understanding of you and to receive it and to get that gift of knowing who you are on a deeper level. Opening up with one person doesn't mean opening up with everyone to the same degree. Okay, again, vulnerability is on a spectrum, well, openness as well. Now, some people don't have that filter. Some people share the same way to everyone. And if that works for them, that's great, but I haven't found that to work for me. I imagine like a treehouse. And you got this little tree fort up here. Okay, and there's a sign here. Okay? Who is allowed up into your treehouse? It's your choice. You don't need to invite everyone up there, nor do you need to feel bad about not letting certain people in there. What I would do, and what I have done, is I open up a bit, as I explained in step 2, and if I feel that they are receptive, then okay, I can do it more. And you can continue to test and get feedback and see how willing and able both parties are for this exchange. And if they're cool people, then invite them up to the treehouse and have a party.
Introducing Sherman's Radical Treehouse. Radical features, extreme fun, maximum awesome, and there's only one. Sherman's Radical Treehouse. Totally unreal, totally Sherman.
So let's go back to where we started. That feeling of opening up can be scary. It feels like you're risking everything. It feels like you're exposed and vulnerable. And I've been through there too. It feels like that. And it can feel like that for a long time. Or it can be something that you soon acclimate to and gain more skills around how to interact with other people in that way. But just remember that the armor itself is protecting you, but it's also slowing you down. It's creating a barrier that, it's there against everybody. If you're going to wear that armor, you're wearing that armor. Okay. So it's important to know if you should lessen the armor. You got to take it off and put on some lighter gear. But it's important to know that the armor is not protecting you from the same stuff that it was when you were a kid. When that part of you, likely ages 1 to 7, somewhere in there, decided that, okay, I'm going to put on this armor. I'm going to protect myself so I don't get hurt. It made that decision based off what it knew best, and it was its best educated choice. Now you are older. You have more wisdom. You have more experience. You have more resources and tools to protect yourself and to support your growth as well. If you're in this armor, you can't grow out of it either without some pain in the growing process too. But you're not a kid who has no options anymore. You get to decide continuously when and where to wear the armor and how to interact with other people. It is your choice on how you approach your life. And if what you're doing right now isn't getting you the results that you want, then it's time to make a change. And so the goal here isn't to say, well, I'm just going to take off the armor and be completely vulnerable, like some crustacean at the bottom of the sea, where they shed their shell and they're exposed to all the angry, scary stuff in the bottom of the ocean. It's your choice. And it's your metaphor. And if you want to stop letting that thought of, well, I'm wearing the armor so I can't interact with other people, stop you, then please join evolve.geekpsychology.com and you can be in the community. And we work on stuff like this all the time. I have a bunch of courses that allow you to do that too, and different tools, techniques, hypnosis tracks, neurolinguistic programming stuff, all sorts of things that I've learned along my journey and that I've used with the 100+ INFP clients that I've worked with too. So if that sounds like something you want more support with, then please join.